Alright, what is going on, y'all? We are back with another video. In today's video, we are here to talk about the Utah Jazz. So, in case you guys do not know, the Utah Jazz had just been eliminated from playoffs last night in the second round in 6 against the LA Clippers. And let's dive in what happened, what went wrong. Let's dive into the season recap, what's next for them, and their overall future. So, the Utah Jazz just blew a 25-point lead in the third quarter last night. Yes, a 25-point lead last night. So, to say the least, this is a very disappointing season to otherwise very good season for Utah Jazz. This is also a team that was number one in the West, had the best record in the league at 52-20. They also had top three coach of the year candidate in Quinn Snyder. This team was top five in both points per game and points allowed per game. This is also a team that was top five in offensive rating and defensive rating. This is also a team that had a three-time defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert, which we're gonna dive more into as we, as this video goes on. They also had a six-man of the year in Jordan Clarkson. They had a six-man run-up in Joe Ingles. They had three All-Stars, one led by Donovan Mitchell, who had an All-NBA caliber season, who even had better playoffs postseason than he did regular season. They had Mike Conley, who was named first-time All-Star. They had Rudy Gobert, who was named an All-Star. So what went wrong with this Utah Jazz? This team was up 2-0 in this series. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The adjustment that the Clippers made going small ball absolutely exposed Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, once again, but he had quite the playoff track record for getting exploited and exposed. Last few seasons. Last season, Denver Nuggets got exposed by Jokic and Jamal Murray. The 2 seasons before that got exposed by Houston Small Ball. And then this series, he got exploited by the Clippers. Terrence Mann had a playoff career at 39 points. Reggie Jackson was hunting and seeking Rudy Gobert. Paul George was seeking Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert's inability to guard on the perimeter, while not being a big enough offensive threat, really hurt this Utah Jazz team this year. Also, let's talk about the fact that the lack of shot making besides Donovan Mitchell throughout this whole series also played a big factor in them losing this series. Donovan Mitchell need more help out in the perimeter. He need another offensive co-star next time. If you watch this series and it does not take away from this, I don't know what you're watching, because Donovan Mitchell needed help, offensive playmaking, and offensive shot creation. Yeah, Mike Conley injury is unfortunate, but the Utah Jazz did not have that luxury, do not have that excuse. They should not make an excuse about injury, because the Clippers literally was without Kawhi Leonard the last 2 games, and the Clippers still beat them the last 2 games without Kawhi Leonard. So they don't get that. They don't get to play that injury factor card. That's not no excuse at all. Donovan Mitchell, yeah, he was had to play on a bad ankle, but he was still incredible, absolutely incredible. Gained nothing but more respect for Donovan Mitchell. I already love him as a player. Enough as it. He's a first class person, man. He's a class act. But Utah fans should not get that luxury. No complaining about injury, because literally every single playoff team right now have major stars out. So no excuse for that. Rudy Gobert. Let's dive more into Rudy Gobert. This is a 3-time defensive player of the year. He is absolute, he absolutely anchors your defense. He's a force in that paint. But his inability to guard on the perimeter, his inability to punish when teams go small ball, has continued to be a big issue, a big flaw for this Utah team. A big flaw. I'm going to say it, man. The amount of time Rudy Gobert been exploited, he should not win no more Defense Player of the Year awards. Now, I did not have him my Defensive Player of the Year award this year. I thought he was deserving this year, though. I had no problem with winning this year. Ben Simmons my personal Defensive Player of the Year award, but that's another video another time. But Rudy Gobert, the fact that he was this much a liability on defensive end, the fact that Defensive Player of the Year was this much a liability on the defensive end is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Now let's talk about what's next for this team. Because honestly, this season, when you look at the remainder of the playoff, this was, in my opinion, this is honestly Utah's best shot at making the finals and winning the finals, in my opinion. Due to the fact that the amount of injury that other teams are facing, Clippers was well. Kawhi Leonard the last 4 games that I talked about earlier. Lakers being down with injuries, this postseason. Brooklyn next on the other side of the bracket being down injuries. Chris Paul missing the first couple of games potentially in the Western Conference Finals. And the Utah Jazz absolutely blew it. They absolutely blew it. And from here on out, I don't know where the team can get better at. Look at the current construction of this roster, the amount of money these players making, the lack of cash space the teams, have right now. They are absolutely capped out. I was talking about the remainder the roster. Mike Conley getting up there at age, turning 34. He's a free agent this offseason. Utah Jazz absolutely have to sign him back because they don't have enough cap space to really go get another big time guard due to them being capped out. Rudy Gobert is on a super max contract, man. He's 28, 29, so he's pretty much the player you seeing now for Rudy Gobert. What are you gonna get now? And the fact that he's making $41 million a year for the next 5 years, it's gonna be absolutely something. Because I don't know what teams are going to trade for that contract. Yes, Rudy Gobert anchors that defense. Yes, he's one of the best defenders, rim protectors. But the fact that he's making $41 million to be played off the court, to be a defensive liability in playoff, is an absolute issue for this Utah Jazz team. And I don't think they can get equal value if they decide to trade him. Quite honestly. Then we're looking at other role players such as Bogan, Jordan Clarkson. They all in their prime. They all, going on 30 plus. Bogan, 32 years old, turning 33 next year. Jordan Clarkson in his prime, 29, turning 30 next year. Joe Ingles, after next season, he's a potential free agent. He's 33, turning on 34. Derek Favors, who was not good this postseason and absolutely got exploited as well in that series. He's turned on 30. Royce O'Neal, who was very solid in the series, he's in the middle of his prime. He's all veteran guy. So you look at this group. This is their year because this team are all in their prime, and they absolutely did not deliver. They absolutely failed. They didn't make a Western Conference Final, which is very, very unfortunate for the Utah Jazz team, especially given the window opportunity they have due to the other teams being down with injuries. Absolutely devastating loss for this team. Like I was saying, I don't know where they go from here. Donovan Mitchell is truly the only young guy who can still get better, in my opinion. But he already performed at an all NBA level. So I don't know where this team goes from here. They have no cap space. This team pretty much, what you're going to see for this Utah Jazz team for the next 2 or 3 seasons is what you got from this year. Exactly what you got from this year. The potential of losing Mike Conley and Joe Ingles, and they can't really afford to lose them because they don't have a cap space to really go get anybody else due to them being a small market team. So, what's next for this team? I honestly don't know what's next for this team. I believe they're going to run it back next year with the same roster, praying that, they can stay healthy during the postseason. Such as, Donovan Mitchell won't be on the bad ankle, still performing at an all-time high with a bad ankle. Mike Conley having an unfortunate hamstring injury. Hoping they can get him healthy, but honestly, look at the age of Mike Conley. I don't see how he don't decline from here. This is probably the best you're gonna get at Mike Conley this season. He was an All-Star this year. Don't know if he's gonna be at the same level next year as he only getting older. Like I mentioned, Bogan only get older from here, so he's gonna start to decline soon. Jordan Clarkson, yeah, he's a great 6-man, but what you getting for Jordan Clarkson now? What you gonna pretty much get from him, for the next couple of years? Joe Ingles only getting older. Derek Favors, you're not gonna get no better. What you get saw out of Derek Favors now, what you gonna get for Derek Favors next couple of years? Royce O'Neal is who Royce O'Neal is. So you look at this roster, what's next for this team? I honestly don't know where they go from here. I think they're gonna keep the same roster for the next 2 or 3 years. Running back, continue to be good. Hoping they can get that Western Conference berth and hopefully they can get a finals appearance. But given the state of the other Western Conference teams getting better, it's going to be that much more difficult to make a finals appearance and even make a Western Conference finals appearance. Like I've mentioned, this was their best opportunity in my opinion. They did not, and they failed. They didn't reach the Western Conference Finals. So the future, like I said, the future outlook of this team, honestly, it's still bright because yeah, this team with the best record had the best record in the league. I still think they're gonna continue to be top 5, 6 seed in the next 2 or 3 years, but I don't see the clear upside. I don't see how they can get much better for the way they are now. The way it look like to me, I truly do believe that this Utah Jazz team has peaked. They reached their ceiling, in my opinion. It still can be internal development from the guys like Donovan Mitchell, who's on the cusp of being a superstar and who actually performed as a superstar in his playoffs. But besides him, everybody else is who everybody else is. So let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about the Utah Jazz team. You guys think the state of the Utah Jazz team is? Do you guys think this Utah Jazz can get better, or do you guys believe this team has peaked? Let me know how you guys feel about Rudy Gobert as well, man. Him being a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year awards, with him being exploited multiple times in the last few postseasons. Do you guys think that Rudy Gobert should be traded? And do you guys believe he was overpaid? Let me know in the comment section below, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Don't want to ramble on too much longer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'll catch you guys later, man. Peace out.